On Tuesday's show, we discussed the White House putting out a press release in which they praised the oil company ExxonMobil for what the White House apparently thought of as a brilliant job-creating investment program. And I told you earlier in the week how the White House copy and pasted word for word an entire section of an ExxonMobil press release about the same topic, okay? And we put this up on the screen. We compared it, and yes, indeed, with the difference of only one word, ExxonMobil propaganda was parroted by the Trump administration. The same day, Donald Trump posted a tweet expressing similar sentiment, saying, quote, "Thank you to ExxonMobil for your $20 billion investment that's creating more than 45,000 manufacturing and construction jobs in the USA, exclamation point." Then Donald Trump even made a little video for ExxonMobil. How nice. Check it out.
I'm very pleased to announce that the great company, ExxonMobil, is going to be investing $20 billion in the Gulf Coast and the Gulf Coast region. It'll be 45,000 jobs, and they're great jobs, $100,000 average.
Well, turns out that Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, as you probably know, this isn't the new part, but Rex Tillerson worked for ExxonMobil for decades, okay? And he was their CEO from 2006 to 2016. He still may own $50 million worth of ExxonMobil shares, or at least we know he did when he was nominated by Trump. Since Tillerson has said by May 2nd, he would divest from the company by putting the shares in a trust. So numerous problems with this. Number one, if you put the shares in a trust, you're not really divesting and you still know you have the shares. You're just no longer involved in the day-to-day management of those shares. That's number one. Number two, he promised to divest by May 2nd. Given our general understanding of time is moving forward, it is not yet May 2nd, meaning that he still may own these shares and likely does. And that means that you have Donald Trump taking word for word PR from ExxonMobil and repeating it as a White House press release, then taking time out of his day to record a very bizarre congratulatory message to just a major polluter, major polluting multinational company. And this may be the promotion of a company that his Secretary of State owns tens of millions of dollars of shares in.
And while ExxonMobil continues to grow, the State Department is actually being downsized. They want to cut the budget by 33%. There's these career diplomats that have been in there for 20, 30, 40 years. They're all of a sudden being fired, and they're not even being very responsive to the media, not giving the daily press briefings. So who would benefit off of that? It would be large corporations like ExxonMobil.
People like Rex.
And also countries like Russia. I mean, our adversaries that would stand to benefit off of us having a less diplomatic approach.
Yeah, if you, as many people in our audience are emailing me about, if you believe that the Russia-Trump stuff fundamentally is about oil and the potential for future oil dealings and just the geopolitics of fossil fuels, this is also a charade, which probably is pleasing to Russia in many ways as well. And obviously, this, if indeed Rex Tillerson still owns these millions and millions of dollars of shares of ExxonMobil stock, would be a massive conflict of interest. And we discussed this before in the context of Kellyanne Conway, Trump advisor Kellyanne Conway, promoting Ivanka Trump's clothing line. It is illegal to use your federal government position to promote a company or for personal gain. And usually Trump gives himself sort of exclusive credit for things like this, saying, hey, look, I brought back jobs or whatever. He never misses that opportunity, and he did it a little bit. But you could tell that here, he really wanted to give ExxonMobil most of the credit. If you contrast this to the Carrier announcement or the Ford announcement, yeah, he's talking about the company, but it's mostly touting his own accomplishments. He genuinely seemed like he was doing a commercial for ExxonMobil here. That's the impression I got as I watched the video.
I mean, he's definitely draining the swamp when it comes to politicians in these positions, but instead he's replacing them with the people who are corrupting them in the first place, people like oil tycoons and financiers.
Absolutely. And another interesting fact here, part of Rex Tillerson's pension agreement with Exxon when he left was he's not allowed to work for any of ExxonMobil's competitors. So if after his tenure as Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson wanted to go back into the oil business, he would only be allowed to go back to ExxonMobil specifically. Pretty convenient if you've got a president who's helping you out in ways that may significantly increase the value of that company and of the shares that you committed to get rid of committed to getting rid of only by May 2nd of 2017. This story, along with many others, is being discussed on our Reddit discussion forum. I encourage you to join us there. davidpakman.com/Reddit. We'll be back after this.